What's up, WWE Supercard fans? Mega Belmont back again with another WWE Supercard episode. Today, just wanted to talk about a couple of things, show you my progress in PCC. Also, just won my first WrestleMania King of the Ring. This is my second King of the Ring in WrestleMania, making it to the final, but this is my first actual victory. So I will be claiming my reward, which will be a random WrestleMania card and a random Survivor card. So PCC, you can see about 1 day, 7 hours left. I'm ranked currently 570. I was at somewhere around 250 before I went to bed last night. And then I haven't really played very much today. I'm kind of just trying to take it easy. As you can see, 5,500 points rather. I'll probably get up to around 6.5, maybe 7k today, depending on how motivated I really feel to play, which isn't very much. As I've stated before, I really am not a huge fan of PCC at all. I'm only doing it because it's basically a huge help to kind of get those WrestleMania cards early on. And if I get this one, then I can get the next one from Ring Domination. So I will have the first 3 at least WrestleMania event cards. So that would be a big help. I imagine I'll drop. I'm not planning on trying to maintain, in the 550 range. These Survivor cards are no good to me. To be honest, I guess the Survivor supports would technically be of more use to me, as I only have a Survivor stop sign and a Survivor Sensational Sherry at the moment. But I've been having some great luck in one way or the other on this PCC. Good luck, but I guess I could say kind of bad cards. Early on in PCC, I pulled Alberto Del Rio, which was pretty decent. I believe he's a middle of the pack card in the WrestleMania tier, maybe slightly above. So I got him. I was happy, but at the same time, a little bit disappointed just because I want a pro, or I at least want to get like a really good card from the tier. And then last night, plucking away, I pulled a WrestleMania Naomi. Again, can't really complain when you pull a diva at any rate, but still, just I want to pull something better, or I want to pull pro. I mean, I've gotten Becky Lynch, who again I think is a middle of the pack diva, and then Naomi and Nia Jax, who are both towards the bottom of the diva tier. So yeah, definitely it's never a bad thing to get any divas or anything like that. But I mean, so far my actual pulls have been Naomi, Nia Jax, Braun Strowman, Alberto Del Rio, Goldust, and Kane and Becky Lynch. So I've gotten quite a few, but none of them have been, all that great. Obviously, Heath Slater I got from an event. AJ Styles was pulled from an event. Roman Reigns was from an event. And my only 2 really good picks were Shawn Michaels and Kalisto. But of course, they came from buying packs, so I don't know if I should really count that. But I mean, getting lots of singles, so I'm very much hoping that I can get a WrestleMania Pro off of this King of the Ring reward. So let's just get right to that. Let's claim the reward and see what we get. So I am being awarded again a random WrestleMania card and a random Survivor card. So let's claim this reward. And we get a Braun Strowman. So not the greatest card, but finally a WrestleMania Pro. And again, it's still early on in the tier. So I'm extremely excited about this because even though it is Braun Strowman, still being able to go into a King of the Ring with 2 WrestleMania cards is going to be a huge help early on, which should help me in turn win more WrestleMania King of the Rings, or at least advance to the finals, so that I can, start pulling some more WrestleMania cards from the event. And the Survivor card is a Rusev, absolutely no good to me, so not the greatest pulls. I mean, Braun Strowman may even be the worst card in the tier, I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean, it's great to get that WrestleMania Pro early on. So I'm definitely very excited about that. And then, of course, I'll be able to pro Sami Zayn on next week's event. So just taking a look at what it does for my King of the Ring, I'll probably, in my next one, I will probably put Daniel Bryan here and perhaps pair him with my Survivor Undertaker. Or I may not. I've already got WrestleMania Pro Event Andre here, which is a power toughness, which Braun also is. And I like to kind of try and keep some balance in my deck here for the solo card. So I mean, at least there's a chance. So I may actually just move The Rock here and put Braun Strowman in my solo, and put The Rock in my tag with Shawn Michaels. So I mean, again, it's a nice improvement because it also, it's a big upgrade to my solo cards, but then it also allows me to move my Rock into my tag team. So after I get Sami Zayn, it'll be at least all Survivor Event pros in my deck for King of the Ring. And still waiting on, one more Survivor Diva Pro, or I could actually use two, but if I could either pro my WrestleMania Becky Lynch, that would be great. But I also have a WrestleMania, or rather a Survivor Becky Lynch and a Survivor Nikki Bella, both of which I would absolutely love to pro, because it really sucks having, a WrestleMania Becky Lynch in my WrestleMania deck when trying to compete. So yeah, so very, very much excited for that. I believe I'm pretty close here to tapping out my 150 card limit, but I'll play one match. Just also wanted to bring up the Team Road to Glory has been announced for Monday, and the card this time around is, of course, Christian Captain Charisma himself. So I got a couple players on my team, I believe, or at least one who does have Christian, so he is super excited for that. I would love to have been another person that I could have possibly pro'd, but, no real complaints there. So we've got Christian coming up on Monday, and then, of course, after the Team RTG ends, we will have the next RTG event to pro what looks like it's going to be the Sami Zayn card, which I think pretty much most people figured it would be, even despite Owens being a tag option for Andre the Giant. So yeah, I will wrap this episode up here. I just kind of wanted to do a quick episode. Going to try and do perhaps some proing on Braun Strowman. For anybody that's playing with a WrestleMania deck, I figured I might as well show you. I was struggling a lot early on, trying to find a deck that would really work with PCC. I mean, I was winning maybe 50% of matches. I was getting very frustrated. It seemed like no matter what I would do, I was always facing two WrestleMania cards, two WrestleMania pros rather, and they would also have like Survivor Event Brie and stuff, and it was just really difficult to beat them. But somebody put me onto this setup, which is basically one Survivor single, and then 3 Survivor Event pros, and 1 Survivor Diva single, and then Survivor Event Nikki. And I must say I'm probably winning at least 80% of my matches. I mean, sometimes it goes in stretches where it seems like it takes a half hour of constantly playing before I even lose a match. Rare occasion you see a WrestleMania Pro, and even then it's usually not fully pro'd. But if they do have a WrestleMania Pro, then that's usually their divas are like seriously trashed, like either like epics or legendaries. So it's I've been finding this format extremely easy to win. Like, as you can see, my John Cena has very high power and charisma. My Taker has high toughness, and my Bryan has high speed. So I mean, half the time I'm facing Survivor pros, not even event pros. So it's usually a pretty easy win. And then if it's not that, 40% of the time beyond that is just you're getting matched up against other Survivor event pros. But again, like if it's power and I'm using John Cena, I have a very good chance at winning that. And then, the other 10% is when you actually face like WrestleMania pros that aren't fully pro'd. And even then, it's still, like I said, it's still usually easier to win, because if they've got that one good card, that means that they have to lack somewhere else. So this has been working really well for me. It puts me right at the edge of the WrestleMania tier. So if you're looking for something, obviously you want to stay in the WrestleMania tier because you don't want to risk pulling a Survivor as your pity pull. You could give this a shot. And again, like, it doesn't have to be Ultimate Warrior. It could be Dolph Ziggler Survivor single. Technically, rather, you're not even planning on using this card. I mean, you're only really planning on using John Cena, Undertaker, and Daniel Bryan. And same goes for Nikki. You're not really planning on using Nikki, but very rarely when my Brie pairs with Nikki in a tag, even then I still win majority of those matches, and very rarely does it come down to me having to use the Ultimate Warrior. So yeah, that's just my little tip for PCC. I'm going to end the video here, get back to doing some more grinding. I hope everybody is getting along well. I hope you're getting the card that you're going for. And I'll try to make an update here in a couple more days, maybe after the Team RTG. Thanks for watching, guys.